Hi everybody, this is Christina from Initiative Tabletop. I'm back with you with another review, and today we're going to check out If I'm Going Down. It's a game by Van Ryder Games. It's for 1 to 2 players and it takes about 30 to 60 minutes. It's a game that deals with zombies, but not so much about surviving. It's more about when you die, because in this game you will die. You will go down. The zombies will eat you. But how many of those little boogers can you take down before you go down? Well, let's take a look inside the box and I'll show you how it's set up. So this is after a few turns of If I'm Going Down. But before I get into that, I want to first show everybody the rulebook, which is where you'll be starting anytime you start a new game. So the rulebook for this particular game is extremely helpful. Just looking at it, we flip to the back, we have spacers down here, which help with setting up the cards to make sure that we have the proper spacing. Because if you look at, for instance, the different scenarios and the different setups, you can see that you have to set up the cards and you have a certain amount of cards and a certain amount of room between the cards. So these spacers are extremely helpful. Another great thing that I really appreciated about the rulebook, and if anybody else has smartphones or QR readers, there is a bunch of QR reader codes that you can scan. It also has URL if you don't have one of those. So then you can go in and you can get a tutorial on how to play each section of the game. So that's the rule book that you get with the game. It also comes with a scenario book, which is where you can get in and you can have more thematics, but it's still about trying to kill as many zombies as you possibly can before you go down, but there's more of a story to it, so it kind of adds more flavor to it. So that's kind of the basics of what you get as far as the booklets. But in the game, as you see, I have set up, we have our zombie decks. In this particular scenario, we have 3, which is basically taking the zombie deck and we just split it into thirds. We have the fate deck, which is what you use for different checks to determine whether you hit somebody or not. You have, these are hand, this is body, and this is just ground and places that you would actually use and hold things at. So for instance, if you go to use a handgun, it shows that it has 5 uses. I would click it up once, representing that I've used a bullet and I'm trying to kill a zombie. So how do you kill zombies? Well, say for instance I was using the gun. It says that it does 4 damage upon a hit. Well, every row as you get further away from you adds to the zombie. The zombie, this particular zombie, is a 2. It has a yellow number at the top there. You may be able to see that. So since this zombie's in this row, it gets a +1 because of the range. So it's a 3. And then I am a 4 on my handgun. So basically I just need to make sure that I get a successful hit and then I kill it. So how do you do that? You take a fate card and you flip it. Unfortunately, this is no luck. Meaning I did not hit it. Missed it, shot it over the shoulder, whatever. On the handgun card, however, it has down here, it has a 3. This represents how many times upon one use that you shoot it. So for this particular instance, I have 2 more. So I get to flip over 2 more fate cards. No luck again. I'm just filled with no luck today. And the last one. Doesn't really matter as to what this card says, as long as it says no luck, something other than no luck. I basically have killed this zombie. So this zombie is going to go to my point pile, which I have over here. And so whenever I would go down and I would lose the game, I would count up how many zombies I've killed, and that's how I determine what my score is. Currently, I have this biohazard token on my survivor right here. So that means that if a card would come out, such as an occurrence card, which would be this, and it has this biohazard icon at the top, I would die instantly. Or, say for instance I had not killed this zombie, and she goes to bite me, then I also die that way. So you're basically just trying to kill as many of these zombies as you possibly can. There's really helpful guides in the game. This shows all the different icons that you have to worry about when you look at the different zombie cards. It also has a great turn reference that shows you what you need to do on every turn. It also shows you how to figure out your attacks. So there's a lot of references that you can use. They even have all these wonderful tokens that you can use that can be put on the different people and represent different things in the game. So these are really helpful aids, and this game is a lot of fun. So that's If I'm Going Down. As you see, it's a really interesting game. It's not so much about survival. It's about how many of those zombies can you take down before you go down. It's a lot of fun. This game is a game that, as you can see, it's not a very big box, so you can easily put it in a bag. I actually brought it to work with me and played during my lunch break. It plays really well on solo. It's actually really quick on solo, so I got a few rounds in before it was time for my break to end. It's a lot of fun. It's a very interesting zombie game. It's really different than a lot of other zombie games where it's about surviving. This one is more about dying and taking those guys out in the process. So, thank you for checking out this video, and may the dice roll in your favor.